club. And then last but not least, you're going to get 10% bonus shares. Again, if you're a prior investor, you're going to get 15% bonus shares, 5% for being a prior investor, and 10% for being part of tier 5 or diamond level. Okay. So 5, really 6 additional reasons for you to invest. If you're wondering where your perks are, or if you haven't claimed them yet, please reach out to support. And you can reach out to support by either shaking your phone, you heard me right, shake your phone, or email us at support@fanbase.app, and you'll be able to provide your information. We'll validate that you're an actual investor, and then we'll be able to give you the perks right away. Okay. So we can assign all the perks waiting until the race is closed. When it comes to shares, you get those automatically once you invest in Fanbase. The other good news is that we are allowing investors to stack their investments and to aggregate their investments. That means that, let's say that you invest $600 today, so you're part of tier 1, but you want to be part of tier 3, so you need to invest $2,000 more. You can do that as a separate investment. You can reach out to support, let them know about it, and we'll aggregate, stack your investments, and then give you all the perks for that specific tier. Okay. So again, you can invest as many times as you want, and you also get extra perks depending on how much you invest. All right. With that said, I'm going to take a little pause and see if you guys have any questions on the investment, on the race. We'll talk a little bit about things that we're doing with the money that we're raising, but let's see if you have any questions on the actual race itself. Okay. So let me go into the chat room. All right. I see some of the ambassadors in here. Oh, we have a new user. All right. Who's that? Daphne? Where is Daphne? Daphne, say something in the chat. We'll give you some love so you can see the power of Fanbase and how you can make money, even if you don't believe you're a creator yourself. Let's see, what else? Macardo said, I've invested and applied to invest more money. Love that. That's awesome, guys. Appreciate it. That means a lot. All right. What else we say? So someone, all right, make sure that you reach out to support. Again, sometimes when you invest this week, it takes a week for Start Engine to give us your information. So you might not receive our email, our welcoming email for about a week. But when you do receive that email, please check it out, because at the bottom of the email, it has a call to action where you can actually claim your perks. You're pretty much reaching out to support to claim your perks, okay? All right. If you didn't get a response, we'll follow up with tech support. That's very strange. Our tech support team is very thorough, but again, it could have been that something slipped through the cracks. So we'll follow up, okay? Are Fanbase employees required to invest in Fanbase? That's a great question. They are not required. A lot of them do. A lot of us have invested in Fanbase besides being Fanbase employees. But we're also have an options program where we make everyone participate. We are true believers of ownership, and that spans across the entire organization. You know, Isaac talks about ownership all the time, and we want that everyone that is part of Fanbase to also have ownership and take ownership in everything that they do. All right. Let me see if I missed any other questions. All right, I see a new investor. K-Shade, how are you? Welcome. Thank you so much. Let me give you some love in there. There you go. Boom. 100 loves. Any questions that you might have? Again, there's no silly questions. Please don't be afraid. Ask away. If I have the answer, I'll provide it. But welcome. I'm glad to see always investors that turns into users, because that's also a powerful way to grow Fanbase. Okay, so welcome. All right. Definitely. If you're new to Fanbase, it's definitely, we understand that it could be a learning curve. There's a lot of functionality. There's a lot of new concepts. We here at Fanbase, we believe everyone is a creator. And that's a different concept, because you go to platforms like TikTok and Instagram, and you have those that upload content. They upload pictures of their kids, or them doing sports, but they make no money. Hence, they don't consider themselves creators because they're not monetizing from it. But a fan base, you can monetize from day one. In fact, some of you came into this audio room for the first time. You probably thought, I'm an investor. I'm not really a creator, but I'm coming here to support and learn. And you went in and you put a message on the chat room, right? That's content itself. And you just got love and you monetize. So everyone in Fanbase is a creator and everyone can monetize. Of course, there's different levels of creators, but we do believe that everyone can monetize in Fanbase, and that's core to our belief. All right. Um, I don't see any other questions, but it's okay. Make sure you write them down, and then we'll come back and we take another pause, and I'll be more than glad to answer any questions you have. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about what we've been doing with these investments, because see your money came out the first raise that allow us to, for example, bring our Android version. Fanbase was born as an iOS version, and then on the first raise, it didn't allow us to grow our Android team and bring Android into the Fanbase world. And then we continue growing. But in 2023, we say, okay, we're gonna go and do a reggae race. What are we aiming at doing? What are our objectives? How are we going to achieve them? And what kind of money will we need to achieve that, right? And we look at every aspect of the company. Obviously, most of the money is used into building and shaping the product. So from being able to gather insights in the product, to improving the way we communicate within the product, to improving the architecture, making it more scalable, and so on. We also looked at things that are related to the product, but they're outside of the product. For example, IP. A lot of times we come up with great ideas that we want to protect, and as part of ownership, IP is very important as you to do better with the inventions that we have. Some of the objectives that we had with that money at the time was to also keep increasing the IP. We also talked about um, raising the bar not only at the product level but also at the talent level. So with that money, we told ourselves that we needed specific skill sets in specific areas of the company, and we started doing that as well. And we'll talk a little bit about that. And we started doing that as well. We said to, okay, there's a lot of foundational stuff. Finish that as quickly as possible so we can start going into what we call functionality that enables Fanbase to do things better. And we said, okay, there's a lot of functionality that enables Fanbase to do things better. And we said, okay, how much money will we need for that? What would the sponsor need to about to access the capital as you're raising it. You don't have to wait to close the deal and then raise the money. You can start raising it as you're raising it. stability to the platform itself as you grow. We're also starting to improve the architecture of the platform at every level. We're simplifying the way we are or users search for content and they connect with other users. We're simplifying the way you consume content, the home feed and the different feeds that you have. And we're also simplifying and improving the way you create content as well. Fanbase was born as a startup company, just like any other company. But as we evolve, we go to a point where we really want to streamline and simplify the experience. And that involves architecture, involves also better infrastructure. So we're working on all of that. And working on all of that is also bringing specific skill set that can allow us to do that. So we're excited about that because we've been doing a lot of progress. There's still a lot of work to do. Um, Another thing that we've done is we've also grown the team and we've grown leadership locally. I did mention that we hired about a month ago, which a lot of you probably met her, our newest product owner. She came from the past in Meta and Square. So she brings a wealth of experience and knowledge that we're super excited about it. And she's also part of this product improvement, simplification, and scalability growth as well. Okay. Um, then other things that we've done as well is one of our pain points back in the past is as we grew, we had a lot of new content and new creators. And with such thing, there's also a lot of content that is not healthy for the community. So we were able to implement an enterprise level moderation system that truly enables us not only for us to improve the health of the community as far as content, but also make sure that we have visibility across the entire platform and we can even give visibility to the right type of content as well. So that's also part of becoming scalable, right? Being able to have a robust moderation system. And if it wasn't for the investment that all of you have been doing in Fanbase, we were not able to do that. So we're excited, and that's an evergreen project that we're improving week by week as well. Okay. Um, the other thing that we've been doing with this as well is to give more value to creators. One of those, for example, just to mention a few, is we brought exclusive live streams, which enable users to create exclusive live streams and monetize through there. We brought Lab on DM, which enables anyone to go into DM and be able to monetize through direct message as well. The same chat room where you guys are participating today, that was possible thanks to investment as well, where also enables you to monetize as well. You can put a comment in the chat and someone can give you love and you can make money through there. So there's all this functionality that enable us to bring more monetization avenues for the creators. Now, we're going to be continuing diversifying those monetizations avenues as well, which are part of our roadmap. Not only we're going to uh, continue giving you more ways where you can earn love and money or earn subscriptions, but also we're going to bring other monetization avenues such as marketplace, right? We talked about e-commerce. That's something that a race like this would enable us. We're also starting to draw a plan to bring non-disruptive and creative advertising types of advertisings as well, right? So we're bringing all these other monetization ideas that will diversify the way you make money in Fanbase. And again, to be able to do all of that, we got to do all this foundational work that is we're able to do thanks to the race as well. Okay. And as we continue growing, we will continue growing other areas of Fanbase outside product. I did mention that today we have our our newest senior product marketing manager starting. So we're also investing on product marketing, which will enable us to get closer to you, communicating better, making it easier to onboard and understand what Fanbase is about. Um, and also, being able to build partnerships outside of the product as well. So definitely, we're being very strategic in the way we're growing the team, and we're doing it in phases, but we're very excited about the direction that we're going. And again, all of these possible thanks to your investment as well. One more thing that I want to mention that is very important and sometimes seems invisible to everyone is our insight tech stack. So, um, part of understanding what works and what doesn't work, not only at the business level, but also at the user and creator level, is making sure that we have the right insights in place. So we've been investing a lot on that. In fact, we were able to bring on board tremendous working. And the great thing about this is not only driving business decisions, it will enable us to give those insights to you as a creator. And in fact, we're also doing a pilot program, and some of you might have received it, where we are actually communicating insights to the creators on their performance in Fanbase, how many views they had, what is working for them, and what can they do to continue earning money. And everything has to do with everything. So this insights tech stack project that we've been working on is starting to uh, provide value to our creators and users, which we're super excited. And again, this is thanks to the money that was invested during the round as well. Okay, so again, there's much more that we've done and we are going to be doing with this money. But I just wanted to give you some visibility for those that invested in Fanbase, are existing investors, or those that just invested and are curious to know what are we going to be doing with the money. I encourage you, if you still have any questions, if you go to startengine.com/fanbase, and in fact, I'm going to pin it there. I forgot to do that. See, that's why Isaac is so good at this. He never forgets these things. But if you go to startengine.com/fanbase, you're going to see a tab in there that says updates. In there, you'll be able to see all of our updates and also how are we using strategically all the money that we're raising as well. Okay. So definitely encourage you. Let me go ahead and put the pin link. Boom, there you go. So go and check it out. I'm more than glad to answer any questions you might have. With that said, let's see if you guys have any other questions for me, any comments, any feedback. Let's see what's going on. By the way, I'm using Fanbase on my MacBook Pro as well. What is IP? So IP, intellectual property. I'm going to give you an example. For example, we have 11 claims that are patent pending right now. And it's important because we were indeed the first ones to come out with a lot of new functionality, and we want to protect that, right? As you know, there's a lot of players out there that a lot of times, rather than innovate, they like to copy just because they can, and then they get away with it. And so we just want to be very protective of what we create, right? Something that we have patent pending, for example, is the social migrators, that you can migrate all your content from TikTok and Instagram. We put IP on that. Also, we did that on monetization on audio rooms. We were the first ones that enabled that for audio rooms as well. So every time we do something like that, we're trying to protect it. And again, IP or relevant IP also increases the value of Fanbase and increases the value for the shareholders as well. Okay. All right. Let's see what else. Going through the questions, guys. Want to make sure I don't forget anything. All right. Rama, I'm over 502K labs receiving best. See a push. Love that. 502,000 labs. That's awesome. I know, Sierra Push, you're definitely a success story in Fanbase. So proud of you. Appreciate it. I see some of you are promoting some of the audio rooms out there. That's always exciting. If you're someone that would like to create conversations in Fanbase, please do so. We have some great audio rooms out there, from fashion to music to sports. Definitely, Fanbase is the one place where you can bring your conversations over and also making money on it too, right? Why not? Let's see what else. Sorry, I'm not sure I understood that one. Unfortunately, the program. Okay, I'll see it. Ooh, I think we might have a little button there. Um, Question number 14. Will we get highlights? Question number 15. Sorry, I'm not sure I'm understanding this question. 15. User profile picture and homepage need to be transparent. Okay. When will we be able to block people from coming into audio rooms? So Dwayne, so while there's still work to be done across the platform on blocking functionality, I always say that unlike other platforms, they have one vertical they need to worry about. We have 6 different ones. When it comes to audio rooms, that's more of a requirement from our side. When we first built audio rooms, we actually created the notion that if you're creating a public audio room, it's public, so anyone can come and listen to it. Now, it's up to you if you invite them to stage, and it's up to you if you end up kicking them out of the audio room. So the block functionality works different in audio room, but it was done that way purposely. Now, I'm not saying that's the best way. I'm just saying that's the way it was built. It's not an issue per se. We're definitely, as we grow, and now that we are actually gathering feedback for users and creators, that might change in the future, right? We were born as a very, very small team here in Atlanta with vision and hypothesis. We thought that users would like this, would like that. And now we're transitioning from those hypotheses, running them by the user and the creator before we develop them, right? So things that were built at the beginning are going to change today because just the user needs it differently. So again, I'm not discarding that blocking in audio might change in the future. Okay. Let me see. So when the crowdfunding reaches its goal, is it going to be more difficult for first-time investors to invest? So it's a good question. When the round reaches its goals, which is $17 million, the round will close, which means that at that point, you won't be able to invest again on Fanbase unless there is another round that is accessible to you, right? While Isaac always talks about exit strategies, there's always an exit strategies. Right now, our focus is 100% on growth and retention. But we don't discard in the future to be another round. Now, will it be a crowdfunding round? We're not sure about it, to be honest. So this could well be the last crowdfunding round that we do. Okay, so don't wait till the end. Don't procrastinate. If you want to invest, invest today, because we don't control when the race will close. All right. Um, can we get clear dimension of banner and profile pictures on mobile and desktop so that it's seamless? Yes. So definitely, as we are improving a lot of areas of the platform, a lot of those improvement has to do with how we communicate and what kind of information we give to the user. So definitely take this. We've been talking about how we can make it very easy for the user to make their profile look great. Because at the end of the day, it is true that not everyone is a creator, but we believe everyone is a creator. So whatever we can do from our side to empower you to get your profile image correct, your banner correct, then that's added value to you. So definitely we'll be adding more instructions, if you want to call it, to make sure that your profile looks amazing. Okay. All right. Fan-based, you consider compensation for consistent room creation, Rama. So there's a middle point there. All right. Yes. So we are actually piloting a reward program. Okay. um, that enables us to reward users for certain actions. So I definitely think that consistency is key, and I feel like consistency should be rewarded. Okay, so we're in agreement there. And in fact, I'm going to give you 100 laps for that. Love that. All right, let's see. Why don't anyone give me a love? No, good job. There we go. Can't wait to close. I know we can't wait to close either. I will say something that we mentioned a few times. Building a business while you're doing crowdfunding, it's a tough job. It's like you are, you know, you're doing two jobs at the same time. So while we do our best to be 100% on both, sometimes it's hard. So we can't wait to close it either because it will enable us to really continue working, but 100% focus on growth and retention. So yeah, we can wait either, but we're very close, and I think I'm confident that something great is going to happen very soon. So all right, let's see what else we have. I'm going through some of the questions, guys. Someone says, I need to have the pin post feature stat. Okay, so we did come out with Profile 2.0 on app end of last year. And because we redid the profile, now we're able to bring tools such as archiving, pin, and so on. So it'll come. I promise you that. How soon? Again, it depends of how soon we can close the race and how soon we can go through the foundational phase right now. Okay, let's see. If you have any issues with your account, best thing you can do is um, please reach out to support. They'll help you. All I can do from here is just, share with support, but they'll take care of it. If you shake your phone in Fanbase, when you're shaking your phone and you're opening tickets through there, you're sending us anonymous data that really help us to understand what your issue might be, right? So a lot of times, if you send us an email or if you come to the audio room and you tell us what the issue you're having, we can help up to a certain point because at the end of the day, to troubleshoot and to understand if there's a pattern on the issue, we need data, right? So shaking the phone is always the preferred way to um, share any type of feedback because that will give us a lot of information so we don't have to bother you and we can help you as soon as possible. Okay. All right. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Someone talked about music feature for creators. So that's a great topic. Let me tell you a little bit about that. So we used to have music in our Flix vertical, which is the short form video, right? Um, we actually had a pretty good model, but then we had a partnership on the music side. In fact, one of our music advisors is one of the top music advisors in the industry. He worked with TikTok and so on. Kudos to Bill. And at the time, that company changed their business model and didn't make sense for Fanbase. So we decided to temporarily pause music in Flix. Now, music is a huge part of social media and it's a huge part of fan base itself. I mean, come on, Isaac is the third music, but it's not as simple as it seems, and it actually uh, is very, very expensive to implement music. Another reason why we're also doing the race. So we're definitely going to be bringing music into fan base, but we also want to bring it in a different way than it's being done in all the other social media platforms. Because if you think about it, bringing music is you're also bringing content from creators as well, right? So because of our business model, I think we can bring music into Fanbase not only so creators can use it and benefit, but also music artists can benefit from it too as well. So I'm definitely looking forward to closing the race as close as possible so we can start working on that music roadmap and bring music into Fanbase. But that's a given that we will bring music to Fanbase. It's just it has a lot of layers that we need to consider before we can do so. All right. All right. What else we have? I want to take all my content of YouTube and move it here to Fanbase. Amen. You should. You should. In fact, if you have YouTube content out there that you would like to monetize, we have a functionality in Fanbase Plus, which is the YouTube link. You can actually paste the link for your YouTube, the share of your YouTube in Fanbase, and then import it as exclusive away. We are considering maybe allowing you to import it as public rather than exclusive. But today, if you want to migrate everything from YouTube, it's as simple as you grabbing the link for the YouTube videos and then pasting them in Fanbase Plus, and then you'll upload it. And in fact, if you go to my profile, you're gonna see that my last watch party that I did was a YouTube video that I imported into my Fanbase Plus. So you're gonna see there as well. Okay. All right. Let's see. Great question, guys. Great comments. I'm loving this. Um, yeah, definitely. I'm saying the music will definitely boost creators. We know that for sure. There will be an investor dinner when the round closes. You have my promise. There will be. We're going to. Okay. All right. Let's see. Yeah, it would be great to get all the investors together. We're talking about like more than 25,000 investors. So not sure if or when, but I know Isaac always said that uh, he always has the dream of the proud moment where he can get all the investors together and, you know, look at them and says, we've done it, you guys invested and we've done it. So hopefully one day. What's the best way to funnel users to Fanbase from other platforms? That's awesome. That's a great question. So definitely a way to funnel is number one is creating content in Fanbase. All right. So start there, simple. And then share that content through all your other social media channels. If you ever hear Isaac or even myself talk, a lot of times we don't tell users leave those social media platforms, but rather we say leverage your existing user base as social media platforms so you can bring them into Fanbase where they can truly monetize. So if you think about it, we're really a downstream platform, meaning you can promote your Fanbase content out there anywhere and then just bring them into Fanbase. And in fact, we've done a lot of work to enable that. We have this functionality that we brought last year called Journeys, where if you share a piece of content that you create in Fanbase and someone that doesn't have Fanbase clicks on it, they go to web, they download the app. As soon as they sign up, the first piece of content they'll see is the one that you share. So we're even working on the journey for those users that are wanting to follow you from outside Fanbase into Fanbase as well. And so definitely, number one, create content. Number two, share, share, share. Sharing will definitely be a great way of enabling. We're seeing, users with 300 users making, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and then we have the same users having tens of thousands of followers in other platforms, and they're making zero. So not always is about how many followings you have, but also the type of content that you create and how you promote it outside Fanbase as well. Okay. Let's see. Are there going to be a Fanbase hyperlinks in the future? Um, Not sure what you mean by hyperlinks where, but each one of you, when you share your profile, you have your own profile link. So, well, today we can track exactly what happened when you share a piece of content, what that user does. In the future, we'll be able to provide that to you. So imagine you knowing what type of content, or even if you share your profile, brought how many users into the platform and allow you to monetize. So um, definitely we you have your own profile link, share link, but hyperlinks, not sure what you mean. All right. Two. Someone says one of the best ways to funnel people on your fan base is creating episodic content, exclusive content, telling a story or providing education. Definitely. And consistency is key. A lot of times I see some creators out there that they come into fan base and then they don't put anything but exclusive content. I think the key here is that not only you want to be consistent, but also you want to tease, right? So if I go into a creator profile and I see all exclusive content, for me to know what the content is about, I'll have to pay, right? But what if you create a piece of public content or you have a conversation where you tell them what your content is about and you tell them that behind paywall, you do have exclusive content, they can access it. So that's a great way to cater to users that might be able to support you, because at the end of the day, don't forget that even those that support you are consumers, and as a consumer you want to know what you're going to be paying for, right? So definitely consistency, and teasing through public accessible content is great before you bring them to the exclusive content as well. All right. All right. Woo, 5:58 already. Well, I've been enjoying this, definitely. All right. Well, let's do a brief recap summary for those that joined late. As you can tell, Isaac is not here today. He's been in meeting after meeting, everything for good reason. So I decided to do this solo today. So I appreciate your patience. This is our Tuesday Isaac, who's our founder and CEO, is always joining every Tuesday. Today he wasn't able to be here. And we're here to talk about our Regulation A, Reggae crowdfunding raise. We're raising $17 million. You can see the link above my profile image. If you go to startengine.com/fundbase, you'll be able to invest. The minimum to invest is $3.99. And right now we are at 12,153,000. And again, we're aiming at $17 million. You can invest as many times as you want, as long as the minimum is $3.99, and you can invest as much as you want. And each investment has its own perks. You can get bonus shares, you can get perks such as love, depending on how much you invest. We have 5 tiers, tier 1 through 5. And Fundbase, as I mentioned before, is a great opportunity. It's a great opportunity because you get to invest in an upcoming startup/scale-up platform, pre-IPO, and you can invest regardless if you are a accredited or unaccredited investor. You can also get to participate out of that investment by simply using the platform, creating content, sharing the content, or participating in these conversations. And guess what? You can also make money in the platform. We have a lot of success stories of investors that invested in Fundbase. They came, used Fundbase, and then they made more money than they invested in Fundbase. And that's the Fundbase story, right? So definitely encourage everyone to participate and help us continue this journey. I also share a little bit of what the plan was when we first started this race and what we were trying to do with the money, and a lot of the things that we've done with that money, from scaling the product, bringing a new skill set. I mentioned that we're growing our leadership team here in Atlanta locally. I also talked about how we improve our insight stack, our communication stack as well. And we'll continue evolving thanks to this money that all of you are investing in Fundbase. All right. So again, if you still have questions or if you want to share any feedback, we're going to be doing this every Tuesday at 5 p.m. We also have some other great rooms. I have my Thursday Tech Talk on Thursdays at 5 p.m., where I talk about the product. We go deep into the development cycle, and we talk a little bit about the roadmap, some of the features and things that are coming up down the line. So I encourage you to come and join me there as well. All right. So with that said, um, I want to thank all of you for being here, regardless if you are a new user, OG user, existing investor, or a new investor. You are part of the Fundbase journey, and I want to say thank you for that. And again, I encourage you to continue joining and sharing the good news about Fundbase. And we'll be here again next Tuesday at 5 p.m. If you wait for just a second, I also want to leave you with our Fundbase promise. Our Fundbase promise is basically our values, what we believe, because once you understand what we stand for, then you understand everything that we do and what are we doing and why we're doing it. Okay, so give me a second. And also, if you're new to Fundbase, you're gonna get to see the watch party functionality, which is a new functionality that we brought late last year, thanks to the investment as well. All right. So let me create the watch party. I'm gonna put the Fundbase promise. All right. There we go. With that said, thank you so much, guys, and we'll see you and hear you next week. Take care.